Tonight's headlines are brought to you by McDonald's.
Good evening, Commonwealth, and thanks for watching the Channel 2 News. I'm Sally Lemus. Let's take a look at tonight's top stories. Criminal charges are filed against 2 men for bribery, one a giver and one a taker at the Blue Grotto. Also tonight, medical referral is expensive and hospital officials say they are already in deficit. And 10 depart from Saipan and head out into and over the deepest water in the world on their way to a distant island. In sports, Happy Hearts is a healthy heart. Stay with us, we have these stories and more up next.
What's the move? Kinda wild out. Cash groove. She said, where you going? What's the move? Kinda wild out. Cash groove. What's the move?
April is National Distracted Driving Awareness Month. CNMI Public Law 21-17 restricts the usage of mobile electronic devices while operating a vehicle. In 2020, 3,142 people were killed in motor vehicle crashes involving distracted drivers. Eating or drinking while driving will undoubtedly require you to take your hands off the wheel at some point. Whether you're eating a burger or reaching for a drink, eating or drinking while driving will distract you from operating your vehicle safely. When you eat or become distracted while you drive, you're not focused on what's going on around you. If your eyes and focus are not on the road, your reaction time will be slower and delayed. Delayed reactions can cause serious car crashes, and in most cases, it only takes a split second. Drive safely, CNMI. You drive, you text, you pay. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the CNMI Department of Public Safety.
Double Filet-O-Fish sandwich for double the flavor, just in time for Lent. For limited time, served after 10:30 a.m.
Half a day to the Wami and good evening, Commonwealth. Today is Friday, March 31st, 2023. The Attorney General's office files criminal charges against a fish and wildlife officer and an unlicensed tour operator for a bribery scandal up on Grotto. 34-year-old G. Jing Borja and 51-year-old Marvin Ronnie Pangilinan are being charged with 2 counts of bribery. Pangilinan is an employee of the CNMI Division of Fish and Wildlife, while Borja is an unlicensed tour operator. According to the information filed by the Attorney General's office, on February 12 of this year, Borja paid DFW officer Pangilinan $100 so that he could run his business at the Grotto without proper documentation. KSPN obtained 2 videos of that very incident. In the video, Borja says that Pangilinan banned him from Grotto unless he receives $200 for a birthday party.
Today is February 12th. The time is 1:45. I'm heading to Grotto. And there's a guy named Marvin. What's his last name? Pangilinan. Marvin Pangilinan. He told me I cannot go down to Grotto unless I paid him his daughter's birthday, $200. But I'm going to pay him only $100, and I will record him with my own phone.
In the second video, Borja is at Grotto and shows the camera a $100 bill. He then walks over to Pangilinan, shakes his hand, and holds a grip for a few seconds. After conversing for a while, Pangilinan is seen putting his hand inside his pocket. It is believed that the $100 bill was exchanged during the handshake. The person recording the video is heard saying Jimmy already gave Marvin Pangilinan $100. KSPN reached out to Lands and Natural Resources Secretary Sylvan Igisomar, who says, quote, DONR is currently in consultation with OPM and OAG on the next steps in the terms of administrative actions available to us. I maintain a zero tolerance as it relates to illegal drug use, alcohol, and violence at the workplace while staff are on duty, unquote. Igisomar goes on to say this goes as well for staff that go against CNMI laws and administration's goal of bringing back public confidence in our government. Hospital officials say the medical referral program, now known as the Health Network Program, must pay off deficit before off-island providers stop accepting NMI patients. The Health Network Program, formerly known as the Medical Referral Program, has not yet received their full ask of funding and is incurring deficit every day they do not get the money.
Counting all the transfers in and even the reimbursement for airfare we got from Medicaid, to date we are at a deficit of almost $300,000. That is as of March 28. And every day we're incurring costs. We're owing patient subsistence, we're owing hotels.
Under Public Law 22-33, CHCC is required to project quarterly expenses and ask the central government for the money. For the second quarter, CHCC requested for $3.4 million, but only received $700,000.
We have not paid vendors equivalent to the amount of the deficit because we cannot afford the hospital to pay for that. So we are asking politely our vendors for medical referral to wait while we wait for funding from the central government.
H&P provides services for air transportation, accommodations, ground transportation, and subsistence. CEO Esther Muñez says providing subsistence is one of their top priorities.
The key thing that we want to make sure too is we have people there that are relying on that subsistence for food. And so we want to make sure that we have that, and we do that every week.
As for accommodations, CHCC has blocked rooms in Guam, Hawaii, and a few in Los Angeles. San Diego requires advance reservation, and CHCC only does that when needed.
So we have these rooms that we gotta make, try to work with the vendors and saying, yes, we're working on it. We would, when we have money, we pay. When we don't have money, we just can you please hold on? So that's how we're managing this.
CHCC has already reduced the number of rooms and hotels to address the financial crisis. Rooms in LA have reduced from 25 to just 5. In Guam, there were 3 reserve hotels, and now it's just 1. As for Hawaii, it's a different situation. Regulations require referrals to be sent to the nearest state, which is in fact Hawaii. But providers are doubtful in accepting CNMI patients.
The problem with us using Hawaii so much right now is because the providers don't want to deal with the CNMI. And when they look at CNMI, they look at CNMI Medicaid and they look at CNMI referral. And if they've been paid before in a slow reimbursement, even if we have a conversation, and Tiffany here has had conversations with them, there is that challenge.
Muñez says the referral process is complex and does take time. Not only do they look carefully into eligibility of benefits, but they also make arrangement with providers off-island.
One of the issues, challenges we have in Guam is that they're also busy with their own residents. Hawaii is the same thing. they're also busy with their own residents. So it gets difficult. And then, so if we don't get anyone from Guam, we don't get anyone from Hawaii, then the next stop will be, well, what about San Diego? And there's only a few that accept our patients.
Muñoz says the legislature is looking for the money, which by law must be appropriated to the HNP. Muñoz adds that the medical referral program has been running on deficit for the past years by being given $2 million but spending over $18 million. But the new law, she says, provides accountability.
So the new law allows for accountability. It allows for accountability and process of way, rather than just, oh, you need to go, we'll spend money. No, it has to be in the law that there was an actual appropriation. So that's something that they're working on, right? And finding the source, that's everybody's question, right?
Casino commissioners are in the middle of a lengthy litigation to reach the goal of revoking Garapan's casino's license.
Contrary to what people think, it's us sitting down doing nothing. This is an ongoing lengthy battle, and we're following the rule of law.
The battle between the Commonwealth Casino Commission and Imperial Pacific International remains in the hands of the court. The CCC has recently filed an appeal to the Ninth Circuit Court, asking them to overturn a ruling that is forcing CCC and IPI to enter into arbitration over a fee dispute.
As CCC was preparing to have its evidentiary hearing, there are 5 enforcement actions that the former executive director filed against IPI. All of those 5 enforcement actions was seeking revocation of the license. IPI went to the federal court to request the federal court for a temporary restraining order. They got the temporary restraining order from the federal court. The federal court subsequently issued an injunction to stop the CCC from continuing with the evidentiary hearing and ordered the commission and IPI to enter into arbitration. Arbitration is a provision that was provided for in the casino license agreement.
CCC, in assistance of the Office of the Attorney General, argues that the order to arbitrate issues relating to gaming operation and other violations shouldn't fall under the arbitration clause in the casino license agreement.
Mind you that the arbitration is a non-binding arbitration. And also the casino license agreement on another section of it clearly says that this does not include violations of gaming violations, but yet the federal court concurred that it should be subject to arbitration and that each party shall bear half the cost of the arbitration.
CCC Edward DeLon Guerrero says the Ninth Circuit Court procedure doesn't docket you directly, but requires you to mediate.
We had an opportunity. I sat in with the Attorney General and met with the federal mediator along with IPI. Every issue discussed in that meeting is extremely confidential, so I'm not at liberty to discuss what was referenced or what was discussed during that meeting with the mediator. But the issue is continuing.
DeLon Guerrero says the federal mediator has docketed the matter in federal court. The Ninth Circuit Court is scheduled to present oral arguments on the issue on June 8. All right, coming up, a group of mariners, some first-timers, depart Saipan on an adventurous, uncomfortable, and awesome voyage to the south. Stay tuned.
Opioids are commonly prescribed drugs. They can help ease short-term pain after surgery, an accident, or illness. Common brand names include Vicodin, Demerol, OxyContin, and Percocet. Opioids can be very addictive, and they can actually change how your brain works. Opioid misuse can lead to death. If you are prescribed an opioid medication, talk to your doctor. Always take exactly as directed, never take higher doses, keep your medication secure, and safely dispose of unused or expired medication. It only takes a little to lose a lot.
This project was supported by a grant from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention and the Commonwealth Healthcare Corporation. Contents are solely the responsibility of CHCC and do not necessarily represent the official views of the CDC or the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. Location, location, location. Office space on Capitol Hill available now at the Hermosa Vista Business Park. With natural light and ocean views, it's the perfect place for creative professionals. So upgrade your life and your working environment. Schedule an exclusive showing now. Call us at 670-483-4750 or email hvsaipan@gmail.com. At one of Saipan's beaches, this mother lays about 100 eggs under the cover of darkness. She hides her nest as best she can and then slowly makes her way back to the ocean. The eggs hatch and the babies head for the sea, where they will face a daily dose of danger. Just 1 in 1,000 will make it to adulthood. Those that do will one day lay their own eggs. Sea turtles are protected under CNMI law. If you see one that is stranded or if you see illegal activity, call the hotline at 287-8537.
Welcome back to the Channel 2 News. Mariana Southern Airways to stop services this weekend. Mariana Southern Airways announces that their last day of operations will be tomorrow, April 1st. In a press release from MSA President and CEO Keith Stewart, Southern Airways is withdrawing as their operating airline based on the unwillingness of Governor Arnold Palacios to honor the passenger air service contract. The $8 million subsidy contract was only discovered by the current administration in February and was immediately terminated due to the lack of funds. Since then, MSA and Southern Airways have been asking to meet with the governor. In a statement, Southern Airways CEO and President Stan Little says ticket sales have plummeted to a level where services are no longer feasible. He says it could have been worked out, but the governor was not interested in talking with them. Little states, quote, "I'll never understand the lack of effort to salvage this investment," unquote. In an interview with Governor Palacios, he says the news is unfortunate.
We wanted them to stay, but the unfortunate situation with the agreement, and if that is the linchpin to their staying, then that's unfortunate because we cannot afford to fork out that much funding out of ARPA.
When asked if there was anything else that could have been worked out,
if we were going to do something, then we would have to talk to Star Marianas also, because fact of the matter is that it is within the regulations that we have to give equitable treatment to all companies wanting to serve. Now, Star Marianas has been doing that for a long time without a lot of incentives, and so if we're going to do that, we're going to have to incentivize the other companies. Now, at the end of the day, could we do that with 2 companies? And what is the formula for that? But yeah, on a really straight answer to that, that's unfortunate.
Star Marianas is now the only inter-island airline providing service to NMI travelers. MSA does thank the community for their support, but most especially their employers. This weekend, our prayers and best wishes go out to captain and crew of the 15-meter long Lucky Harvest. Our Chris Nelson reports.
Rest assured, as you watch this story from the comfort of your home, there are 10 mariners on the water as we speak who are getting to know each other pretty well this weekend. Small boat, big ocean, deep, deep water, fierce sunshine, fresh trade winds, and a long, long way to go along the Marianas Trench. Some are most assuredly seasick. There are no beds, no bathrooms, and also perhaps no place they would rather be. The Lucky Harvest is underway now to the distant atoll of Satawal, part of the Caroline Islands and the Carolinian people. The boat and its crew left early Thursday morning from the seaplane ramp on Saipan.
Trip now we see the weather is okay. I think maybe good to go.
It will be the first time to Satawal for Leo since 2002, who normally resides in Yap. Ray Tebutep says preparation for a voyage like this is part of a successful journey.
A lot of it is mental when you have these long voyages. A lot of it is mental and physical. You start preparing your body, for example, eating less while you're on land before you head out. And then so that when you are in a complete situation, very dire situation, then things come into play in those preparations. For example, the water, you have to respect the water, and so that when you're in a dire situation, and then you don't fear those dangers that are around you. So there's a lot of preparation on the mental side too as well. Other than just getting things ready, staying out of the elements, dangerous elements. But all in all, you have to prepare yourself that you may not come back. That's always in our tradition, and there's a process that we go through.
Leo Pangilinan from the Humanities Council says a lot of thought has gone into not just what to take for themselves, but what to take there and leave behind for the people of Satawal. Island community has about 400 people that reside on an island that is just over 3 times the size of Managaha.
You just gotta mentally prepare. Gotta be a little OCD about thinking through what you're gonna need. And actually, we're all trying to think about what we need collectively. So we're all sort of taking ownership and looking out for each other, making sure we're all gonna be fed, well fed, we have enough supplies. But we're also thinking about the community and what we want to bring and present to them and leave behind.
Lino Olapai has been on a number of these types of long voyages.
We usually gather at the canoe house to rinse off the land spirit before we go into the ocean spirit. So that transition between the land spirit and the ocean spirit, how we do that, we stay away from the village a week or so before a voyage. Especially a long voyage like this, we do that. We don't go home for a week or so before the voyage. It's the same thing. When we come back after the voyage, we stay at the canoe house for several days, several weeks, to get rid of the spirit of the ocean and the salt water away from us before we get home. If we don't do that, family may get sick, newborn baby may get sick, woman gets sick.
Kathy Perry will be the lone female making the trip.
It's really humbling to be a part of the team, and it's really meaningful to go back to where my ancestors came from and to learn more about my culture. So that's what I'm looking forward to.
The boat is loaded with fuel for the long voyage south. Satawal is about the same latitude as Palau, but located well to the east, and once they are there, they will need to liaison with a supply ship to get the necessary fuel to return home. The Lucky Harvest doesn't have cabins. The team will need to protect themselves as best they can from sun, wind, rain, and the ocean. Once in Satawal, the group will be attending and documenting a ceremony for navigators.
I'll be helping with the documenting of the pour ceremony for the people of Satawal. They've reached out to the Humanities, Northern Marianas Humanities for help, and I kind of volunteered my time to assist. It's a once in a lifetime experience, so it's an opportunity. Why not? Right? It's exciting. It's very, very exciting.
Have you been down to Satawal before?
No, this will be my first time there.
How are you feeling?
Honestly, I thought I would be nervous, but I'm more excited than nervous, so I'm looking forward to it.
Several family and community members came down early yesterday morning to see the voyagers off and to wish them a smooth journey. How you feeling? Today is the big day. You're getting ready to
excited
head out?
to head out and be in the ocean. Yeah, and excited to be back home, to head home and visit family.
Just after 9 a.m. Thursday, Captain Cecilio took the helm and smoothly guided the boat away from land and towards the open ocean. A crew of 10, including the captain, are now underway. Chris Nelson for the Channel 2 News.
Thank you, Chris, and good luck to everyone on that trip. All right, who is this week's young star? Stay tuned to find out.
Need a new phone? Trade in now and get up to $500 off our best 5G devices. Trade in your older phone in any condition and step up to better savings and speeds only our 5G network can provide. Check out our website and catch up on the best mobile experience. Trade in now. Docomo Pacific. Better together.
Premium office space is available now at the Hermosa Vista Business Park on Capitol Hill. Features include dedicated parking, fast internet, backup power, good water, and natural light throughout to go along with the very best views on Saipan. So don't settle for space when you can get peace and peace of mind. Call Hermosa Vista today at 670-483-4750 or email hvsaipan@gmail.com. Hey, golfers, come north and practice your game at the Marianas Driving Range. New Year's local specials. 10-piece coupon books available for just $60. That's a $10 savings. Want to get really good? Come work on your swing every day for just $99 per month. It's our practice pass and you're going to love it. Grab your passes and go straight to the range. You can social distance and chip all at the same time, and the views are free. Reserve now at marianastrekking.com. You can pay online, open 7 days a week.
The Tan Su Lin Foundation promotes the culture of giving back. The foundation and its generous partners are committed to supporting programs that include health, education, and sports. Initiatives that promote arts and culture, the environment, and tourism will benefit our community and our residents. Giving back and making a difference will help ensure that the island paradise we call home will be a better place to live.
Tonight's sports brought to you in part by Tan Holdings through the Tan Su Lin Foundation, making communities a better place to live.
Buenas sports fans.
Tonight we feature a race not so long ago aimed to keep your heart happy and healthy. About 200 runners signed up for this year's CHC Happy Hearts 5K run. It was held early evening on Friday at the Garapan Fishing Base. This 5-kilometer race stretched from Garapan Fishing Base to just past the Japanese Tank Monument in Quartermaster and then back. It was indeed a happy heart for couple Michael Donovan and Dr. Lily Muldoon when they topped their respective divisions in this year's Happy Hearts 5K race.
It was so fun. It was a great race. Nice and cool. Great competitors. Great spirit. Love the race.
We had a downpour at the beginning of the race. We pulled it off. Made it for a nice, kind of humid air, but yeah. Running along the water in Sunset along Beach Road was joyous. I was trying to chase you the entire time, feeling exhausted, trying to keep up with him.
I was trying to run away from her the entire time.
And at one point, you broke ahead, and I knew it was done.
This time, I win this time. We swap on and off.
Yeah,
Next
nice
time.
job.
Next time, Lily.
Nice job. So we would like to thank CHCC for sponsoring part of this run. This is from the staff at CHCC that contributed $1,000 to run Saipan to host this race. And I think it's a nice statement from the hospital to show support for activities in the community. And everybody in these red shirts that you see coming in are people who signed up for the race. A lot of people who are CHCC staff, providers, nurses, anesthesiologists, rad techs are all out here running together. It's really fun.
Yeah, I want to also thank Ed and Best I Can for putting us on. It's a great race as always. I also want to thank my partner, Lily, for keeping my heart strong. I always try to keep up with her or sometimes stay ahead of her. And always keeping my heart aflutter too.
Donovan crossed the finish line first in 20 minutes and 48 seconds, while Muldoon completed the 5-kilometer race in 21 minutes and 31 seconds. After Donovan, Greg Tusso finished second in the men's division with a time of 21 minutes and 58 seconds. Third place is Chad Taflinger. He crossed the finish line in 22 minutes and 12 seconds. In the women's division behind Muldoon are Adelie Taflinger and Rosemary Chisato. They both sprinted towards the finish line, but Taflinger crossed it first in 25 minutes and 19 seconds, bagging the second place. Third place winner Chisato was only 1 second behind Taflinger when she crossed the finish line. It's the second year for the Sunshine Squad. CHCC's Charity and Social Events Committee hosted this event along with Run Saipan. Here are some words from the organizer of this annual event.
So hi, I'm Jenna Kong. I'm the Vice President of Run Saipan, and I'm the chair of the Social Events and Charity Committee of the hospital. And this is the second year that we've put together this Happy Hearts 5K. It's to show the support that the hospital staff has for embracing cardiovascular health, and hope to make this an annual thing with Run Saipan. So really happy about the increased turnout we had this year. We had 160 some runners sign up versus 100 last year, so hopefully it'll keep on growing.
Prior to the start of the race, the Sunshine Squad donated $1,000 to Run Saipan.
CHCC Sunshine Squad, which is the name of the charity committee, has donated $1,000 to Run Saipan, and we helped buy the refreshments for afterwards as well.
Our young star for tonight is a multi-athlete from Grace Christian Academy. Let's meet Michael Miller. The more difficult the victory, the greater the happiness in winning. A quote by Pelly.
Young Star Shining, brought to you by the Tan Su Lin Foundation.
Tonight, we feature a 13-year-old soccer player from Grace Christian Academy. Here is Michael Miller.
My name is Michael Miller. I'm 13 and I go to GCA.
Miller started playing soccer at a very young age.
I guess when I was 5 years old, and then I quit a year and I came back now.
Why'd you quit?
I guess I wasn't feeling motivated enough.
He plays for the MP United, and this is the only team he's been with since he joined the soccer club.
I play for MPU. I've been playing basically for the whole time I've been playing soccer, and I play right back.
Aside from soccer, Miller also loves running and swimming.
Yes, I do swimming and running.
And among the three, which would you consider to be your favorite?
I'm still choosing which one to focus on. I still like I like all three equally, and yeah.
Doing different sports is hard, but he makes sure to balance his time between school and sports.
Every other week, I just change up the schedule to make it so I can focus on one sport each week. Just go practice.
Last Saturday, Miller showcased his talents in running and swimming when he finished second in the 8th Octathlon men's division. Here is his advice to those young athletes out there.
If you don't feel motivated, you'll get through it and push through. And in the end, you'll be happy.
Young Stars Shining, brought to you by the Tan Su Lin Foundation.
Hi, I'm Dre, one of the personal trainers here at Goat's Gym, and today we're going to go over the kettlebell deadlift. Fantastic exercise to build overall strength, particularly in the legs and hips. Remember, we want to make sure that our setup is in good position. If you set up in a bad position, it's not going to look good and it's certainly not going to feel good. So a common error setup is obviously a rounded upper back. Two simple ways of correcting that. All I'm gonna have Vince do here is extend his arms up here, and all he's gonna do is think about reaching long and pushing his hips back. Reach long and push your hips back. So as you can see, he's already in good position. Now all he's gonna do is grab that kettlebell. He's got tension in his legs and in his back. All he's gonna do is just stand up tall, finish with his glutes.
And your KSPN weather report, mostly sunny with isolated showers, east wind 10 to 13 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly cloudy with isolated showers, east wind 8 to 10 miles per hour, high 85, low 77, humidity of 80%. Tomorrow, mostly sunny with isolated showers, east wind 9 to 13 miles per hour, high 85, low 77. Marine forecast, general to moderate winds will rotate to south winds Monday and northwest winds by Tuesday. Combined seas of 45 feet look to build sharply late Tuesday or Wednesday as a northerly swell arrives. Shower and thunderstorm chances increase late Sunday or Monday. East wind 10 to 15 miles per hour, wind waves 2 to 3 feet. East swell 4 to 5 feet. The sunrise will be at 6:13 a.m., high tide at 2:22 p.m., low tide 10:21 p.m., and sunset, you can catch that at 6:29 p.m. And there you have it. That is your Friday edition of the news, sports, and weather here in the Marianas. Thank you so much for watching the Channel 2 News. We hope you have a great weekend, and we'll see you back here on Monday.